What is up, guys? Welcome to Debka TV. I am Mitzvan.
Jerry.
Matthias.
A disgruntled, disappointed, and disgusted AC Milan fan.
And Jose.
We're going to start off talking about the games that led up to the final. Let's talk about the Bayern and Barca game. Guys, what happened in this game? What do you think led Barca to the final?
The first game. It was over the first game.
First game?
Yep.
It was over the first game. What more do you have to say? Second game was a friendly.
Yep.
Pep threw the game like I expected. Barca's through. Mission accomplished. And Barca's in, man. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, Messi
I think
his pitch.
To be fair, I think the first game, Barca definitely they took it, and you guys could argue that it was done there. But I think the second game, Bayern played much better than Barcelona. Even though they couldn't. I mean, they came back with a couple of goals, and
yeah, really good.
They
goals
played
too.
much better than Barcelona. Barcelona, they kind of gave it away towards the end. I was pretty annoyed.
I think regardless, if the first game happened the way it did, if we would have had Robin or Rivalry or both, the second game, maybe even Alaba, I think that second half when we were on a roll, I could have seen some more goals, other than just the three. It seemed like Barca kind of gave up a little bit to where they got too comfortable.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
I think that's the.
But at the same time, Bayern were really, they knew it. This was the last they were going to go out in a fight, you know, and they went down fighting.
I honestly expected no less from Bayern. I knew they were going to come out harder. I was surprised by Barcelona. You know, like they kind of like he was saying, like they kind of
lowered the intensity.
They lowered the intensity, and
I think they got cocky
and I personally. I would not have done that because, you know, there was a risk they could have tied the game or come back.
But see, that's the thing. They knew it was done the first game. So it's like they felt like they had 45 minutes to play around with. And as soon as they scored the Neymar goal, it's like, okay, it's definitely done. So it's like you can't really blame them for taking the gas off the pedal, even though they shouldn't have. But, I mean, there was no way Bayern was going to come back after that. I wish, whatever sliver of hope they had, it was gone after that Neymar goal anyways.
I wish I could have said that, you know, like I know I said the second game, if Robin and Ribery were there, I think that could have made the difference already, but I wish I could have said if they were there in the first game. But I honestly think that even if they were there, it still wouldn't have made that much of a difference in the first leg. I mean, where was Rafinha every time Neymar scored? He was all the way the fuck up field. You know, the second Messi goal where Jerome Boateng got his ass handed to him.
That was a beautiful goal, by the way.
That was going to happen regardless of how good Bayern was playing or not. That was the most legitimate goal.
That was a beautiful goal
in both games.
I can never get tired of seeing that goal.
You know, but nevertheless, I think the other two goals in the first game could have easily been prevented, and especially the second one.
I would say the same thing for Barcelona in the second leg. Some of those goals they were easily they could have been prevented. But
yeah, but you can't cover Lewandowski and stop right in front of him with his both feet.
I know, but still, I mean, the defense they kind of just they let the game go by. I was like, come on, guys, like, you know, like I think they could have been a better score the second leg, but
yeah.
Whatever, I mean.
But that's the game. That's the beautiful game.
Yeah.
That's what
and
happens.
if anybody has to blame for the first game, it's Neuer, because remember what he said going into the game. He's like, I'm going to show Messi who's boss.
He didn't really say that. That was actually bullshit. That was just media.
Well, if he said it, then he
I wouldn't be surprised.
If he did say it, then
I wouldn't
fucking
be
stupid.
surprised.
What goes around comes around. You know, those Messi and against Germans have been going back and forth for the past couple of years.
I think it was a matter of time, and I remember a couple years ago when Bayern handed our asses to us. I was waiting for this day, and I'm glad that they came. And
well, you were also hoping that it would come in the form of the World Cup final, but that didn't happen.
Oh, to be honest with you, I was hoping it was gonna be more of a margin of goals, and I think they could have done it, but like we were saying, like I think there was no point to it. There was kind of an extra risk, extra waste of energy. So,
but if we had to be fair too, not discrediting anything from Barcelona, because I think regardless they would have won. But if Bayern would have had all their players, I think it would have been a much more even game.
Different, but I also think Barcelona would have played. They would have been more cautious. They would not have been as. They would not have scored the second game like.
Yeah,
I mean, because
it doesn't take nothing away from Barca.
Exactly.
No, I agree. No, I completely agree. If Robin and Ribery were there,
Barca wouldn't have let down their guard because they wouldn't have been up by that much if they did have all.
I think Bayern would have been more confident in the attack, and Barca, I think, would have been more cautious on the defense because
the way Bayern was for the second half of the first half of the season, right before they went on the break. If it was that team and everything was together, that game would have been that would have probably been the best final. But what are you gonna do?
Real Madrid versus Juventus. This is an interesting one. I thought Real Madrid had this, and Juventus surprised us. I mean, I guess a lot of people could say it's no surprise because a lot of people have been talking about Juventus coming up strong. But I still thought Real Madrid was going to take this one. I don't know what Jose has to say about this.
He had.
I'm sure he has a lot to say about it.
Jose had everything right except the classical final. All credit due.
But so this is the part where I can vent that, right?
Can I say something? I was expecting a Real Madrid and Barca final.
I know all of you guys did. Even I
was actually hoping for it. A lot of people did.
But all season I've been saying that Serie A needed this shit. They needed Juventus to get into that final, regardless if they win or lose. They needed it to get back on the map because they haven't done nothing the past couple of years.
And I was at the fucking dentist. I didn't get to see the game, so I cannot speak.
What happened to you? How did you rate your tooth?
Guys, do not put Jelly Bellies on the refrigerator. It'll break your fucking tooth. That's another noise. So don't do that, guys.
Anyway, coming
back to Madrid and Juventus.
So I will shut the fuck up because what do you think? Your concise explanation for your team's loss.
Injuries, not having guys like Modric and stuff, but even then dropping guys like Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale. Where were they?
But that's what I'm saying. You guys had more than enough players to take on Juventus.
That gives no excuses.
I know Modric was like is a beat
on paper.
You gotta understand though. Ever since the Shocker game, I swear, that's what killed their motivation.
No, even before that. The moment Cristiano Ronaldo said, "Ooh," the motherfucker doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit.
That's true too.
I mean,
as soon as he gets all he wants, he kind of just...
you can score 5 games against whatever mediocre mid-table Spanish team, but what were you? Penalty's not enough. If you're going to be the best player in the world and win a Ballon d'Oro, I mean, you got to do more than that. Where was Bale?
I think that fucked up his chances
and
for the next
missed all those chances.
Yep.
And I mean, it's so much more. Lack of rotation.
You gotta hand it to Juventus though. They got one of the world's best defenses.
Yeah, I have to say, Juventus they played
with playing 3 defenders.
Okay, let's put something. Let's be clear. All right, Juventus deserved it. Okay, I'm not gonna take nothing away from them. They deserve to go through. It was a better team, but what made this defeat so bitter was we didn't really feel like this whole season there was a team that outclassed us, outbeat us, that was better than us. I think it was just
self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted, yeah. We were the cause of our own demise. And I blame Florentino for all of it. This motherfucker, let's go. Di Maria. You win the Champions League final. He's the MVP. Nope. We let you go. Cheers, Bell comes. Alonso, whatever balance we had in defensive midfield, he leaves. But we don't play Armani Khedira because there's no confidence in the team. And whatever balance we had, it was with Modric. He's gone. Morata. So for some reason, he's not a good enough striker for Real Madrid. He comes back, he scores 2 goals. Karma's a bitch, right? Florentino.
I think that's the thing right here. The what happened in that game is that all the opportunities that came for Juventus, they took them. They knew how to, even though they weren't that many, they knew to take them. And Real Madrid had more chances, but they didn't score. They didn't score enough to beat Juventus. The final, the game we've all been waiting for, Barcelona versus Juventus. Guys, what are your guys' predictions?
Who would have thought, man?
I honestly, if you would have asked me this a couple months ago, like who's going to be in the final, your team's going to be in the final, I would have never expected Barcelona in the final. What do you think? No. I mean, I was not
expecting the best run of any team all year.
I would not expect Barca will be fighting for the treble.
Much less that.
Fuck no. I'm glad they are. I think from January to today, something clicked, something changed.
Yeah, I think
they started fucking winning.
Suarez finally got the feel of everything.
Yes.
Messi's been in great form. When Messi's in form, things are different.
What are key points for this game? Let's start with Juventus. What are the key things they need to win this game?
I think Juventus has the hunger to win. And that's a very dangerous thing. Yep. I think if people think Barca's going to go there and score 10 goals, they're highly mistaken.
I agree.
Barca better watch the fuck out because Juventus can fucking beat them. They can pull the upset. Even though Barca's favorites, they better watch the fuck out.
Yeah. Yes,
they have a team to win the Champions League.
And I bring that argument. If they could beat Real Madrid, they could.
They just beat the champions.
Yeah. Good or bad. I don't care how Real Madrid was coming, how they played. They could
win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I do have faith in Barca. As a Barca fan, of course, they can win it. They have the team to win it as well. But it's going to be a hard game, a close game.
I think Barca's going to win maybe 2-1 or 3-1, maybe 3-2. I think Juventus is a little bit more hungrier. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't even think they'd get this far. But it's the best offense.
That's definitely. It's hard to believe that they made it this far, Juventus. Yeah, no one gave
the credit that they deserve.
No one had faith in them.
I didn't think they would make it, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Juventus fan.
Yeah.
I did not think Juventus would make it this far,
respect
to
your team.
I guess I guess it comes back because of Serie A, and you would think that even though you're on top of the league there, holy shit, that was a big ass fucking moth. But anyway,
it's the best attack versus the best defense.
Yeah. So
you could definitely say they were probably the 2 best teams in European football. I mean, domestically they've done well, and
it's gonna be
whoever wins this, it solves the spoils, and they'll go down in history.
I mean, treble.
But Barca's the favorite, right?
Oh yes.
Oh, definitely. Barca's the favorite. But I think that's the problem with it. It's kind of the pressure. They have the pressure.
But that will motivate Juventus.
There's some. I think
because even when
they are the most motivated team in the world, Juventus right now. They're gonna go all out, man.
And has Barca ever lost the final?
No. I think that the 3 finals they've played, the 4 they've played, they've won.
Here's the thing though with this game, and both teams, this is how they come in prepared. Juventus, they beat Real Madrid, the champions, and Barcelona beat Bayern, which even though they didn't win last year, you look at the team that they beat. You can argue top team easily in Europe. Top three for sure.
No argument. Right
and
there.
So both teams, I think they're more than prepared to take each other. It's gonna be a pretty. I think it's gonna be an interesting game.
And the thing about Juventus is that not only are they doing it for the club, I think they're doing it for Italy.
Yeah.
It's a country. It's a national thing.
It's a big thing.
It's to put Italy on the map again. It's been a long time since they've gone this far in European football. So it's a statement.
A lot of those players, they're hungry for a Champions League.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah, they're focused.
It will finally shut a lot of people up who maybe didn't have so much confidence in Juventus because they've been counted out. They've been the underdogs, I think, for most part of the season. So it will definitely make a statement. And Barca, I don't think they've faced very few teams, if any, that's quite as solid as Juventus is though. So it will put them into test. I really do think it's a game where whoever makes the one mistake,
it's done.
To me, it will be a game of just very close.
Yeah, Barca has to watch out for free kicks and corners, as usual. But especially in this game, I think.
Chiellini for those headers, bro.
Yeah. Caleb, are you alive?
Not really.
You haven't said a word.
He's too depressed about AC Milan. Leave him alone.
Hey, you might get enchilada, bro.
No. He's not gonna get shit.
No.
It's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be a really low scoring game.
I think it'll be low scoring.
No, you see, because here's the thing. The whole focal point about this game is Juventus' defense. They're either going to break or they're going to show up. The best attack versus the best defense. So
but Juventus has firepower, and I think they showed it. Even if Tevez didn't have his good games, Morata was able to step up, and you still got guys like Pereira, Matri, who actually won the Coppa d'Italia.
Ironically, on loan from AC Milan.
That is true.
I say 3-2, Barca wins. What do you say?
I say 2-1 Barca.
Yeah, 2-1 or 3-2 Barca.
3-2, 2-3, either way, Milan's fucked.
He just doesn't care.
Caleb, he's done.
What about you, Jose?
I do see Barcelona's probably going to win, but I have to make a confession to you, Matt, okay?
Confession time.
Okay. No, okay. But remember when I told that I thought Barcelona was going to win and I wanted them to win the Champions League final against, the semi-final against Bayern? Something happened. I kind of thought about it second time. I thought it through, and then before the first game started, I actually changed my mind, and I actually was supporting Bayern to win. And this is why.
What?
Okay.
Out!
This is why. Look,
I don't know.
as a Real Madrid fan, you guys are my rivals. So, nothing would make me more mad than seeing you guys win in treble. I don't hate Barcelona. If you guys win it, you guys deserve it. I have a massive amount of respect for Barcelona. But
I feel it. No, I understand.
Going into this, as soon as I knew Real Madrid was down in La Liga and they're going to win the Copa del Rey, I thought, they look like they're going to win the treble. So, at that point, I was like, you know what? If it means I have to see Bayern Munich in the final, I'll take it. Because I'd rather see Barcelona than Bayern Munich in the final. But I'd rather see Bayern Munich win than Barcelona win the treble, which will ultimately be the biggest slap to the face for us Real Madrid fans. I actually.
But why would you hate Bayern more than Barcelona?
But see, historically, you guys have been more in Europe. You guys have been more of our rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. I think
that's he doesn't want to see.
I think that's the Champions League.
I just don't want to see.
He doesn't want to see Barca win the treble.
Yeah. I don't.
So something
under any circumstances, and if it means having to support my most hated rival, I will.
I understand.
Under very special circumstances.
My enemy is my friend.
Which means,
if Real Madrid could win the treble, I'd be like, no, I wouldn't want that either. I understand.
Which means, please, Juventus, for the love of God, please win.
So, well, we'll see what happens, guys. That's all we have for you tonight. And who do you guys think is going to win the Champions League? What do you think about the teams and that led up to this point? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. And like always, I'm Isvan.
Jerry.
Matthias.
10th fucking place. Fucking disgusting. Disgusting.
And I'm Jose. And fuck you, Florentino Perez. Y vete a la verga.
Well, there, guys. Good night. See you guys the next time.
Hey, that part where he said, that part where he introduced